In our Sunrise Smart Start, a suspicious death investigation happening in Rochester.
Here's what we can tell you right now. Police are working to figure out what exactly caused the death of a woman on the city's west side. Police responded to Myrtle Street, the scene yesterday afternoon around 5:30, and found the victim. While they did find the body, no more specifics just yet, just calling it suspicious. If you have any leads, you're asked to please call 911.
A third person is now dead after a stabbing in Henrietta last month. Rajab Banahi was initially accused of killing his two parents and assaulting a third family member.
That third victim killed Masuda Banahi, Rajab's sister. She was 43. The suspect pleaded not guilty to the murder charges that were filed for the deaths of his parents. Following the deadly fire last week on Hancock Street here in the city, records from Rochester show the location had at least 60 code violations and did not have a certificate of occupancy.
A 78-year-old woman was killed in that blaze and multiple families were displaced. Among the code violations, the building didn't have any working smoke alarms. City officials say they were just about to take legal action before the fire took place.
We're beefing up our code enforcement staff. We're installing a completely new system to track properties in the system in the city. For the last year, we've been looking at the top 10 properties each month and trying to make sure we're tracking the progress against those properties so that when we have situations like this, they are not let sitting.
While the cause of the fire is still undetermined, investigators say they are looking into whether arson played a role. Miller also says they've attempted to reach the owner, but claim he has not been responsive.
The man from Phelps has been arrested and charged in a child porn case. His name is Eric Pasalacqua, also arrested and charged just earlier this month for that, accused of sexually abusing a 6-year-old in June. Authorities say they did find multiple images of child porn on the man's phone while carrying out a search warrant, some of which appear to have been taken by him. The 36-year-old faces at least 15 years in prison.
Two prominent local businesses on the east side of Rochester are picking up the pieces after they were damaged within just hours of each other. Police say it looks like a suspect attempted to drive a car through the doors of Record Archive. Comedy at the Carlson on Carlson Road also fell victim to similar damage. The business owner says their doors were smashed and the ATM was stolen. Staff there says they are upset as the consequences of the crime come down on them.
It's definitely disappointing. You know, we work hard and we work hard every day. And it makes it so much tougher. People don't realize, I mean, this might be like a joy thing if somebody's young saying, hey, yeah, let's just do it. It seems, you know, whatever. It seems like a little harmless crime, but you're really causing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in damage.
Authorities say the suspect in the Carlson break-in left their phone at the scene. Meanwhile, last Monday, Old Pueblo Grill on Atlantic Avenue also had its front door smashed. No word yet on if any of these incidents are related.
A city man has been charged after authorities say he started a fire on Saratoga Avenue earlier this week. Officers report a man living at the location came home and found the suspect in his living room wearing the man's clothes, eating his food as the fire burned. They say the suspect, who also lives in the building, intentionally started the fire. Among the charges, arson and burglary.
All right, switching gears now, we're going to check in with meteorologist James Gilbert. James, if folks are thinking I'm going to take my dog out this morning for a morning walk, the dog might also need some clothing rather than just the person.
Put the booties on the pets.
Yep.
Yes.
Unless it's a Siberian Husky,
yes.
I think you're going to want to make sure that your dog stays warm as well. Those are just the temperatures, 15 degrees. You add any type of wind, and it feels even colder than that. I'm seeing some wind chill readings close to 0 this morning. So we're bundling up. And also, we're grabbing the sunglasses. That's always nice to have. Plenty of sunshine through a lot of today. Let's enjoy that. Doesn't help with temperatures much. We'll take a look at the 8-day forecast at the end of the show. Amel, how are the roads looking this morning?
James, the roads are still looking really good out there. I'm not seeing any accidents this morning, and all the main arteries are running on time. If anything changes, though, we will let you know because we have updates for you until 8:30 this morning. But fingers crossed, everything stays as it is. Back to your headlines. A number of customers facing unusually high utility bills had a chance to voice their concerns to state regulators investigating RG&E and NYSEG. This happening yesterday.
A lot of people signed up for this. this to talk about their problems with budget billing, payments, third-party contractors for solar panels. But the top complaint, the most common, the lack of customer service. Rochester has an in-person session set for next Tuesday at City Hall. Pre-registration is required. A lot of changes in the works for one of our school districts. This is out in Hilton. There's a capital improvements project going up for a vote soon.
That's right. And Jatira Marsh joins us in studio this morning to share what the plans are and how much it could cost. Jatira, good morning.
Amal, Brennan, good morning. The district is proposing the renewal of classrooms and the building of a field house and performing arts center. That would entail a renovation and remodeling of current theater and taking out some additional space. That would also include a black box theater, a green room, a set building area, and also the addition of a field house. Now, inside the field house would be a turf area. The superintendent of the district says the classroom upgrades will be no burden to the taxpayer. But as for the field house project, there would be a cost of $19 a month on a $200,000 assessed home. Now, the community will be voting on this project on March 7th at the Parma Town Hall. Brennan, Emel, back to you.
All right, Jatira, thank you. There will also be an informational night on March 1st at the high school from 6 to 8.
More headlines here. Still no final decision yet on the fate of the Whole Foods project in Brighton. Closing arguments in a case wrapped up yesterday. That was for a trial focused on the development. 23 lawsuits were initially made against construction of the new plaza. A state Supreme Court judge threw out all but one of the complaints. Some local community groups argue the plaza is going to ruin traffic over there, make it worse. The Daniele family company developers countered that argument, saying there are 4 easements on the land. The judge gave both sides a chance to file the final paperwork due tomorrow.
Happening today in Memphis, thousands are expected to attend the funeral of Tyree Nichols. Organizers say the service is focused on his life, not his death. The Reverend Jay Lawrence will preside over the service, and the Reverend Al Sharpton will deliver the eulogy. Nichols was beat by 5 Memphis police officers last month and later died due to those injuries. Those 5 officers are facing charges, including murder.
Here locally later today, a sickle cell blood drive will be held this afternoon at 4 o'clock. That's at a school without walls here in the city. Vernal and Narsiri Harris are sponsoring the drive in honor of their 2 sons who died from the disease. We have a full interview with them that was done in September during Sickle Cell Awareness Month. You can read more about that and watch that, the full interview, at rochesterfirst.com.
Some good news here. Bill safety Damar Hamlin is continuing to show love for those who saved his life after suffering cardiac arrest during a football game last month. Hamlin announced on social media last night he is teaming up with the American Heart Association for the 3 for Hearts CPR Challenge. It contains 3 steps. First, go to heart.org/3 to watch a video on hands-only CPR. Step 2, donate to the American Heart Association. And finally, challenge 3 friends. Hamlin kicked off the campaign by challenging LeBron James, Tom Brady, and Michelle Obama.
A lot of people talking about that. Here's something else people are talking about, just the cold everywhere. I want to show you some video out of Texas. The city of Fort Worth sent out a fleet of trucks with sand to try to make the roads less slick, make them safer. They're expecting more snow and ice. That's the worst part, to hit the ground in the near future. And from Mississippi, something like that shuts everything down, James.
Yes.
Not used to it. They're getting hammered with some of the cold.
Yeah, and the ice really is a big thing for them. They're getting freezing rain, which everybody has problems with. We mentioned Texas earlier. That'll certainly be covered in CBS Mornings. For us, we've just got the cold, and in fact, we've got sun out there, which is really nice to see. 15 degrees. We'll warm up into the lower 20s this afternoon. Partly cloudy. We'll go later today. 8-day forecast. We see a little bit of a warm up tomorrow. You see late snow. That's going to come likely after the evening commute. And then that's going to bring snow showers in there as well. Bitter cold as we get into Friday. Just brutal with numbers in the single digits and teens there. Then we warm up. A bump on Sunday and Monday. Tomorrow is Groundhog Day. So we'll see what Punxsutawney Phil has to say for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, if he says anything about snow to come that we might get. Thank you so much for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update is coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is next. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on rochesterfirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.